I'm here because I am a roaring lion crying out righteousness. But listen, young men of the East, and young women as well. Let me say this to you with respect to how people, like this pastor is now perform the wedding of his son to another man. And I know this man. I've known him for years. I know that he knows better than that. But he did it because if he had lost his family, I think he'd lost his church, he'd probably lost his income, and probably greatly depended upon them for his existence. Listen, young men, if you are bullied or if someone attacks you in the street or in some other way to fight you, if they don't have a gun or a knife and it's just knuckle to knuckle, stand there and fight. Now, the person, young man, as I speak to you, the person you're getting ready to fight or wants to bully you or wants to take your lunch money or whatever it is he wants to do could be bigger than you, stronger than you, older than you, but fight him anyway. And you may know, based on anatomy, biology, and just common sense, you know if you fight this bigger boy, you're going to lose. He's going to whoop your butt. You know that. You understand that. At least it's highly possible that you're not going to be able to beat him. Fight him anyway. Fight him anyway. Fight to the death. Fight him anyway. And I go even further. Let's say it's 2 or 3 boys, young men, that's accosting you in the street, want to take your lunch money, want to take your knapsack, a book bag, or whatever they want to take it. And if there's not a gun or a knife involved in it, fight. Don't run. Don't run. Don't turn around. Don't back up. Don't even back up. Fight. Now, you're going to get beat. You're going to get your butt beat. You're going to get your butt kicked. They're going to stomp you. They might break your teeth. They might bust your nose, but fight. You hear me? Young man, fight. Fight. It could be 5 of them. 5 against 1. Fight all 5 of them. If there's no gun, no knife involved, fight. Fight, young man. Don't back up. Don't run. Fight. You're better off getting beat in the street or wherever the fight takes place by the person that beat you than beating yourself by being a coward and by running, which you'll have to deal with for the rest of your life. Fight. Fight. Don't back up. Fight. You're going to get beat. They're going to whoop your butt, maybe put you in the hospital. But you're going to be okay. You're going to be okay. You'll get over it. Your wounds will heal. But if you cowered up and run from someone just because you were afraid, you will never get healed. You will never get over it. Fight. Fight, young man. Fight. You got beat. All right. You see them the next day, they want to fight again. Fight again. You see, Pastor Manning, I got beat yesterday by this same crowd. Fight him again today. Fight him again today. Fight him till you can't fight no more. He knock you down, get up. If he knocks you down, get up. Mr. Pastor, I can barely get up. It's hurting so bad. Get up anyway. Get up and let him knock you down again. Why is that important? It's important, young man, because it's better to fight and get beat physically than to be a coward and run and be a coward spiritually. You're better off. You're going to heal. You're going to get better. And after a while, the people that are fighting, you're going to leave you alone. And you're going to get a couple of licks in one way or the other. You're going to hit them too. But it's better always never run, never be a coward, never be afraid, never be afraid, never be afraid of the circumstances that you find yourself in. Now, this is a life lesson. I'm kind of veering off because I've been meaning to teach this to the men of the East for some time. But Brahima, fight. Yahel, fight. Fight. Honor, fight. If you get beat, get up. They knock you down. You can't even see now. Get up and get knocked down again. Get up as often you can get up, let them knock you down. But fight. You'll get over that. But if you run as a coward, You'll be afraid of men and people and circumstances for the rest of your natural born life. That beating you're going to take in the street, oh, it'll hurt for a little while, but you'll get over it. You'll get over it. But the beating you'll take spiritually as a coward, you will never get over with. You'll never get over that one. So let me say to that pastor, thank you, young man, for listening to me. Let me say to that pastor who's afraid of losing his church or maybe losing his family, and so he became a coward and started preaching filth, because that's what a lot of pastors do. And brother pastors, if you're out there and you listen to me now and you're now preaching filth because you're afraid, what good are you? You might as well take down your sign, close your Bible, and go somewhere and jump in the river. You're preaching filth just to hold on to your job. You're preaching filth that man should marry man to hold on to the parsonage. You're preaching filth to hold on to your family. You're preaching filth to keep people happy with you. Fight! Or you might as well just go, I don't know, hang up your rock and roll shoes rather than preaching filth. Preach God's word. So I meant to teach that lesson last week in the Open Rewards prayer meeting, and somehow or another I had so much to do to the young men, the men of the East, about brothers, young men, don't ever, I don't care how bad you get beat, people can beat the living dead. You may even die, some of you, but you're better off dead than a coward. You're better off dead than a coward. And for the young girls here, there's a great verse in Esther, in the book of Esther, chapter 4, verse 16. There's a great verse there. Now remember, I'm teaching you the blueprint for uber success in everything you lay your hand to do. There's a verse in Esther, the book of Esther, chapter 4, verse 16, where Esther is saying, I'm going in there to see the king. Now, the law is this. If you don't have an invitation, you can't knock on the king's door and just walk in to see it. You got to have an invitation. And the law is this. If you go in to see the king without an invitation, the king can put you to death and will put you to death. And Esther didn't have an invitation, young girls, but she said, I'm going in there to see the king. I got to see it. My people, the life and liberty of my people is at stake, and I'm going in. I may die. He may kill me. His chamberlain guard may cut off my neck the moment I walk in the room. But I'd rather die in there fighting for my people than to live outside of that door as a coward. I'm going to see the king. I'm going in there. I'm going in there to see the king. Parenthetically, let me just say this, it's a little bit self-serving. Let me say this about Pastor Manning. Listen, I'm going to fight. Listen, if every member I see people walk by this church, I see people hate me up and down Main Street because they're in love with Obama, they're in love with Donald Trump, they're in love with the filth of homosexuality, they're in love with racism, with blackness and ignorance and foolishness, and don't want to come nowhere near me. And if I just backed up a little bit and started preaching the filth of racism or the filth of homosexuality or the filth of that son of Satan, Obama, or the filth of that servant of Satan, Donald Trump, well, people would like me. We'd jam up the church. We'd fill up the church and have a whole lot of things going on. And right now, they're praying I die. Right now, the people that hate me are praying that I die. So I'm fighting. Listen to me, my total existence is to fight the filth, to fight the filth. Y'all remember that song from years ago by a rap group called Fight the Power? My job is to fight the filth of black people's ignorance and racism and stupidity and false prophets and Black Lives Matter and worship of Obama. Fight that filth. Fight that. You see, Pastor Manning, I ain't backing up. I'm fighting that filth. It's pure filth. I'm fighting it. It's filth. Nobody wants to have anything to do with me. It's okay. I'm fighting the filth. I am not. You can lose your church. And by the way, I'm fighting the city of New York. Let me tell you something. Long ago, the average person would have given up, or they would have taken this building from them, and none of them would take the chances that I'm taking or do the things that I am doing. This battle would have been, the city would have won the battle long ago. The Bank of Mellon, New York, would have long since taken out. Nobody would have stood out in front of that bank for a week, or in front of the restaurant all the day. Nobody would have done that. But I'm fighting the filth. I'm fighting the filth. And I ain't going to lose, but I'd rather lose as a fighter than to surrender and give up and let them have this property or let them have my soul. Let them take my soul from me. And I go off in some corner and make a deal. No, no, no. When you see Pastor Manning, understand I'm fighting the filth. Well, I don't understand why he does this. And more people would like him and people would join his church. If he don't have to preach about Obama all the time. And every sermon he get up there is talking about LGBTQ. Why don't he preach about 1 Corinthians? Now about the faith, hope, and love. Why don't he preach about that? That is making a compromise. No, I'm going to fight the filth. I'll fight the filth. If nobody ever says hello to me, I'm to fight the filth. So when y'all see me, well, I just don't think, I like T.D. Jakes. He's always got a word of encouragement. And I like Joel Osteen. Oh, he tells me I'm going to have my best day. I'm going to live my best life. But every time I hear Pastor Manning, it's always rebuke. Yes, I'm fighting the filth. I'm fighting the filth. All right, so I figured I'd say that. I wanted to say that to the young men, the men of the East. Brothers, I'm telling you, you're better off here. Here's the deal, Brother Pastor. You're better off dead. You're better off dead than a coward. You're better off letting them kill you in the battle. Get killed in the battle, but don't retreat. Don't run home afraid. It's better. Take the lesson from Esther. Esther say, if I die, I'm going to die fighting. I'm not going to die running. And young men, if you die, die fighting. Well, they put up a good fight. I'll preach your funeral even. I say, yeah, I'll go ahead and preach your funeral. Yeah, you put up a good fight. You got killed, put up a good fight. It's better to die fighting than to die as a coward. Do you understand now? So you tell everybody far and wide, Pastor Manning ain't nobody's coward. I can tell you that right now. You don't like me, you can go to hell. I ain't nobody's coward. I ain't preaching nobody's filth just to get your money or to get your attention or get your support. All right. Okay. I think I need to take a break right here. All right. I'm going to take a break. Then I'm coming back with the rest of Proverbs chapter 3. Young men, don't forget that. All right, we'll talk more. I'm going to a break. I got to take a break. I'll be right back.
A couple of weeks ago when Honorable Manning was getting ready to do the Manning Report, I think it was the day that he was reading Psalm 45. I looked at him and I saw something I could not express. He looked so majestic. I mean, we've been married for 35 years. All these years I've known him, he always looks good. But this day he looked like, I don't know, something like I had never seen before. And I was thinking to myself, almost as if like he was someone that I didn't know. And so I wanted to write down what I saw, and I tried to explain it to him, but the words just wouldn't come out. So Psalms 45 actually expresses it. And after I wrote this, I asked the greatest poet of all time, Precious LaFleur, to read it. She said, you don't need anything else. That's good. That's good. So I'm going to read it to you. Honorable Manning is beautiful in character and speaks words of grace, but he is not a soft man. He is a man of war, mighty and armed with a sword. He is the greatest man this world has ever seen. He is fair and majestic. He is girded with truth, righteousness, and humbleness, which is why God calls him his servant. His beauty is awesome because he has the word of God in his mouth. His words are sharp and pierce the heart. His words instruct the ignorant, resolve the doubtful, comfort mourners, reclaim the wicked, silence adversaries, and heals diseases. At his word, all confusion cease. His actions may seem odd, but he learned obedience by the things he suffered. He will forever enjoy the blessings of God. He is my Lord, and I honor him. I had left the home of my father to follow this great man. By his side, I will stand forever.
Amen. Would you remain standing?
Yes, this message is for Honorable James Manning. I just watched his stream from 12 hours ago, And he talks about how the black people or black men never built anything. Well, I'm here to tell you he has. He's built a temple from here, from earth up to heaven. And I don't think there's any scientist or engineer or anything like that that can say that they've done what James Manning has done. So he is the one black man that has done more than any of them. He's done more than Martin Luther King. As much as I love Martin Luther King, he didn't reach the people that Mr. James Manning reached, because Dr. James Manning has reached so many people through YouTube itself, all over the world. And he has built something that will never be moved, will never be shaken. And what he has done, God just shines upon him, and he respects God and Christ. And you look at a lot of these churches that have been taken over by false preachers, and I think they were injected into the churches to destroy the church and to destroy the faith, so that people will not believe in God or Christ anymore. And that is the goal. And he keeps fighting them. And I respect him, and I tell you, God respects him, and Christ respects him. And he has built a tower, a concrete tower, a golden tower, whatever you want to call it, that reaches from earth to heaven. And he has saved so many people and touched so many people's lives. And he will be greeted when he crosses over one day. And his wife has helped him, been right there with him. So she gets credit too. By the most beautiful people he could ever imagine, ever. I don't think, but anyways, he's a wonderful man, and he is the one man that has built more than any of them, and they cannot sit there and, they all march around in front of the cameras and everything, and, trying to be like Martin Luther King. But Mr. Manning is actually bigger than Martin Luther King. So I just wanted to say that and tell him how much we love him and appreciate him, and I'm sure that God does and Christ does as well. Thank you. Have a good day.
All right, so we're back to the proverbial existence of success, or success existence, and I just want to wrap up a couple of things I was talking to the men of the East about, and in terms of fighting, that, if one man bully bigger than you, fight him. If there's 5 of them, fight all. And by the way, if you forgot to fight 5, you're going to get some licks in. You're going to hit somebody. They're going to feel it when you hit them. Hit them to kill. Throw every punch to kill. That's right. Throw every punch to don't fool around. Don't pussyfoot around. Throw every punch to kill. Don't try to be nice. No, listen, you pick a fight with me. You're the one started it. You started it. Right? Here's a young man. Here's how you think. Don't throw a punch just to make, just to get him, just leave you alone. No, throw a punch to kill. You started it. I'm going to tell him, you like little Johnny, little turkey down in North Carolina. You started it. I'm going to end it. And by the way, not only throw every punch to kill, every time you throw a punch to kill. Now, you don't have to fight, like you're in a boxing ring or something. Fight dirty. Kick. That's right. Bite, spit, cuss. Talk about his mama while this one for your mama. I'm gonna hit you in your mama's boobs. Just talk dirty to him. But fight with everything you got. You're still gonna get beat though. But you'll be better off as a dead hero than a live coward. Always remember that. And remember that. Now, you started it. Now, be a man of peace. Don't be running around picking fights with people. I didn't pick this fight with the Mellon Bank. I didn't pick this fight with the City of New York. I didn't start. I didn't start. They started. I didn't. They started with me. I'm going to end it. All right? Fight dirty. Kick, bite, spit. Do whatever you can do. Spit on them. Talk about their mama while you're fighting them. That's right. So now, Mr. Engineer, if we go back to Proverbs, we're still in Proverbs, right? Chapter 3. But this is just a lesson for the men of the East and for the women as well, all the young girls. Actually, Esther is best at that because Esther said, if I die, I'm going to die fighting. I ain't going to die no coward on the backside of this door scared. I'm going in there to see the king. If I perish, I perish. Young women, that's right. Young women fight as well. By the way, the same, I think one of the things, funniest thing I've seen in a very long time, I think it was down in Louisiana somewhere, where y'all remember the fella that he was he was a co-captain of the boat, and he was trying to get these guys to leave the dock so they could dock the boat, and he got off the boat and got on the pier and told the guy, so the guy punched him, the heavy Hamite boy. And he took off his hat and threw it up in the air and said, "It's on." And he was fighting like 5 of them. Oh, Mr. Engineer, we got to find that. That was so funny. He was fighting all of them. They were fighting him. They were jumping on him. He was still fighting. He took off his hat. That's what you do. Young girls, fight. Don't say that a girl ain't supposed to fight. She's supposed to be nice. No, you can be a girl after you beat them. But fight, scratch, claw, kick, spit. Wear some long fingernails, too, so you can stick them in the eye. Every punch needs to be a punch to kill. They'll teach people to leave you alone. They won't be messing with you. They're going to pick on somebody going across the street because they ain't going to pick on you no more.
Pastor Manning, you are the one to preach righteous and true. You're a sharecropper, son. Pastor Manning, the things you've been through, the Obama years, tribulation Trump too. Pastor Manning, you get knocked down, you get back up, you preach on holy ground. Pastor Manning, you're the one. You preach righteous and true. You're a sharecropper, son.